5 planes took off and never came back. No crash, no signal, no wreckage, just gone. They trained Navy pilots, flying together, in daylight, over familiar waters, and somehow all 5 got lost at the same time. That should be impossible. Radio calls started changing. Small confusion, strange words, then silence. Controllers kept listening, waiting, calling. But what they heard next made no sense. The pilots weren't panicking, and they were lost over the ocean, in broad daylight, with working aircraft, and no idea where they were. One of them said something chilling. "We don't know where we are." Another voice followed. "Everything looks wrong." The ocean didn't look right. The sky didn't feel right. Even the compass stopped making sense. 5 planes, flying together, and all of them lost at the same time. That shouldn't happen. Not to trained Navy pilots, not on a clear mission, not this close to home. But it did. And what happened next would turn a simple training flight into one of the greatest mysteries in history. The first signs were subtle: a delayed report, a slight confusion in navigation, nothing alarming, at least not yet. And the flight leader spoke over the radio. His voice wasn't panicked, but it wasn't normal either. He sounded unsure. That alone was strange. This was a trained instructor, someone who had flown this route before many times. Yet now, he couldn't recognize where he was. He tried to orient himself, tried to find land, but every direction looked the same. Water, endless water. Another pilot responded, trying to help, trying to make sense of it. But confusion spread quickly, like a signal breaking apart. One voice became 2, 2 became 5, and suddenly, no one agreed on anything. The compasses were acting strangely. At least, that's what they believed. Or maybe they just stopped trusting them. One pilot suggested heading west. That should bring them home. Simple, direct, safe. But the leader hesitated. If we go west, we might go deeper, and deeper into what? And no one knew. Another voice cut in. We should be over Florida, but nothing looks right. That sentence alone shouldn't exist. Not in daylight, not near the coast, but it was real. And it was happening live. The control tower tried to guide them. Calm voices, clear instructions. Turn west. Follow the sun. Keep formation. But the answers coming back felt disconnected, delayed, uncertain, like the pilots were hearing something different, seeing something else. Then the situation got worse. Fuel became a problem. Not immediately, but inevitably. Every minute in the air mattered now. Every wrong turn cost them distance, cost them time, cost them survival. The leader made a decision. They would change course, try another direction. But no one was sure it was correct. They weren't navigating anymore. They were guessing, and the ocean does not forgive guesses. But to understand this, we need to go back. December 5th, 1945. 5 TBM Avenger torpedo bombers, part of the United States Navy, stationed in Florida. The mission was simple: training flight, routine exercise. They called it Flight 19. The objective was clear: fly east, drop practice bombs, turn north, then return southwest. Back to base, a triangle route, easy to follow, even for less experienced pilots. But these weren't beginners. The flight leader was experienced. The others were trained. The weather was normal, no storm, no heavy clouds, no warning signs. Everything about the mission was ordinary. The planes took off, one after another. Engines loud, formation tight, everything going according to plan. They reached the first checkpoint, completed the bombing practice, turned as instructed. This was where things should stay simple, but this was where reality started to shift. somewhere after that turn, something changed. The leader became unsure of his position. He believed they were over the Florida Keys, but they weren't. That mistake mattered because it flipped his understanding of direction. If you think you're in the wrong place, every decision after that becomes dangerous. He told the others his compass wasn't working. That alone created doubt. If the leader doesn't trust his instruments, the group starts to hesitate, and hesitation in navigation is deadly. Other pilots checked their compasses. Some said theirs were working, some weren't sure. Now there were multiple realities inside one formation. Different beliefs, different directions, no single truth, and no clear leader anymore. Time kept moving. Fuel kept burning. The sky slowly shifted. Light changing. Shadows growing longer. And still, no land in sight. The leader made another call. They would head north, then east, then maybe west again. Each decision added confusion. Each turn made the situation worse. Controllers tried to intervene. Turn west immediately. West will take you home. But the leader resisted. He believed west was wrong. He believed the west would take them deeper into the ocean. That one belief may have sealed their fate, because west was the way back. The other pilots started questioning him, quietly at first, then more directly. One voice said, "If we just fly west, we'll get home." Simple, logical, correct. But the group didn't commit. They stayed together, following uncertainty, instead of breaking away. And that's when the situation became irreversible. Fuel levels dropped. No longer a future problem, a current one. One pilot reported low fuel, another followed. Now the countdown was real. Minutes, not hours. The ocean below stayed the same. Dark, wide, unforgiving. No ships nearby, no landmarks, nothing to guide them. The radio transmissions became weaker, more fragmented, harder to understand. The last structured communication came through. "We'll have to ditch, unless landfall." That sentence carried everything. Hope, fear, reality. Ditching meant water landing, in open ocean, in failing light, with limited coordination. The odds were already collapsing. Then came the final moments. Scattered voices, broken signals, fragments of intention. Then, nothing. No final scream. No confirmed crash. No exact location. Just silence. 5 planes. Gone. But the mystery didn't end there, because the Navy launched a rescue mission. A large, flying boat, sent to find them, to bring them back, to solve the problem. That aircraft took off, entered the same area. And then it vanished too. No survivors, no clear wreckage. 6th aircraft, gone. Now, this wasn't just a lost squadron. This was something bigger, something harder to explain. So, what actually happened? One explanation is navigation failure. Simple. Human error. The leader misjudged his position, believed he was somewhere else, led the group in the wrong direction, ignored correct guidance. Fuel ran out. They ditched in the ocean and were never found. That alone could explain everything. The ocean is vast. Wreckage can disappear, especially in 1945. Search technology was limited. Coordinates were uncertain. That theory is grounded, logical, but not complete. Another explanation involves weather. Even if conditions looked normal at first, the Atlantic can change quickly. Sudden storms, strong winds, rough waves, low visibility. If conditions worsened, ditchings would become far more dangerous. Survival chances drop instantly. Wreckage disperses. Search becomes harder. Still possible. Still reasonable. But there's something else people talk about. The place itself. The Bermuda Triangle, an area long associated with disappearances, ships, planes, signals lost, compasses behaving strangely, stories repeating the same patterns, confusion, disorientation, vanishing without trace. Flight 19 became one of its most famous cases. Some believe magnetic anomalies played a role, compasses giving false readings, pilots losing orientation. Others think something less measurable, something unknown, something not fully understood. No proof confirms these ideas, but the pattern remains unsettling. Multiple aircraft, experienced pilots, daylight conditions, and complete disappearance. Even the rescue plane adds to the mystery, because losing one flight is explainable. Losing another in the same area, on the same day, feels different. Investigations later leaned toward human error, navigation confusion, command decisions, fuel exhaustion. Those explanations fit the facts, but they don't erase the feeling. The feeling that something about that day was off. That reality itself became unreliable. That trained pilots looked at the same sky and saw something they couldn't understand. That they followed logic and it led them nowhere. And in the end, the ocean kept its secret. No confirmed wreckage from Flight 19 was ever found. No exact crash site. No final proof. Just theories. Records, voices captured in fading radio transmissions, and a mystery that never fully closed. The final moments still echo. Faint, broken, almost lost. A group of pilots running out of time, running out of direction, running out of sky, trying to find home and failing. Together, 5 planes disappeared into nothing. No explosion, no confirmed impact, just a slow fade from existence. Begun by one or all at once. We don't know. No one does, and maybe that's why this story refuses to die. Because it doesn't end with answers. It ends with absence. 5 aircraft, a routine mission, and a sky that gave them no way back. 5 planes disappeared, and no one ever found them. Not a single piece, not even a trace. Just silence over an empty ocean.